Hello students, today in the continuation of the t-test for the one mean, I am going to tell you how to perform the testing the difference between two mean using t-test. T-test means when we have the sample size less than equal to 30 and how to perform the calculation on the Excel because it is a part of the practical and a theory too. Till now we have learned in the last PPT how to perform the calculation manually. Means I have shown you some of the examples and their solution. Hope so you have done it by yourself. Today I am going to show you how to perform the same thing on the Excel or spreadsheet in the OpenOffice. It's up to you how you are practicing, but be sure that you know how to insert a formula, how to calculate it, because whenever the formulas are complicated we can't do it directly, so we have to break it into the parts. Correct. So let us revise what the t-test for two means or the difference of mean is, and then we are going to learn the functioning on the Excel sheet. So the first thing is we are talking about two means. Two means will exist when we have two samples or from either they are coming from the different population or they are taken from the same population. Here we have taken, let the sample size that we are taking is n1 and n2. We have drawn two samples of the size n1 and n2. Correct. Then we have the sample means x1 bar and x2 bar. These are the sample mean and their variances are s1 square and s2 square. Under these things, what are the assumption? We have an assumption that the population variances are equal but unknown. Correct. And we are going to take sigma 1 square is equal to sigma 2 square. Here the hypothesis that we are going to check is that mu1 minus mu2 is equal to d0, or directly you can take it as 0, means both are same, both means are same. This is the assumption. Sigma 1 is equal to sigma 2, or that I have told you sigma 1 square is equal to sigma 2 square, means population standard deviations are assumed to be equal. Other requirements are that the two samples must be independent, they must be simple random samples, and the size must be small. Correct. So that is when we are going to use the t distribution or t-test. We have talked about the degree of freedom in the t-test with single mean. So there what we have learned that the degree of freedom with the sample size n is given by n minus 1, and I told you that it is important with respect to the MCQs also, that I can or somebody can ask you how many total samples are there and what is the degree of freedom. So every time whenever the sample size is n minus 1 is the degree of freedom. Here what we have the two sample. One is of sample one sample size is n1 and another sample size is n2. So if we talk about the degree of freedom, for first sample it will become n1 minus 1 and for second it will become n2 minus 1, and collectively if I add the two, what I will get the value n1 plus n2 minus 2. So this is what we have the degree of freedom. So we have to take care of this one. Another thing which is very important here is we cannot directly use the value of s1 square and s2 square, which is already given to us as we have done in the z test. Here what we have to do, we have to calculate the value of s square. So this is a formula which we have not used till now, but here in t-test to find out the difference of the two mean, we have to calculate s square, that is to be used here in the denominator. If you remember what we have learned in the z test, we have the formula x1 bar minus x2 bar, the same was the numerator part, and in the denominator we have learned under root of sigma 1 square by n1 and plus sigma 2 square by n2. So there we have taken n1 and n2 separately. Correct. But here if we talk about, this is the main change, that in the formula in the t-test we are not using s1 square by n1 and s2 square by n2, but we have combined them in a common variance. Here we have written that we are estimating the population variance with a common variance. This is the formula. n1 minus 1 means from the first population the degree of freedom into s1 square, the variance, from the second population n2 minus 1 into s2 square, the variance, divided by what is this? If you remember, this is our degree of freedom. Correct. So this is how we have to learn it. So let us start with an example. Here in an example we have the values given to us, a sample size 10, 12, 35, 31 as the sample mean and the standard deviation as. So these are the values given to us of the sample size, mean and the standard deviation, and here I have shown you how it is the test statistic. If you have to calculate in the Excel, so what are the requirements? Let us write down. I have opened the OpenOffice. in which we have opened the spreadsheet, and I am going to write down here. The first thing I have been provided is the sample size. Let me write down sample size, means I have represented by n, but I am using both. So let me take n1 separately for convenience and n2 separately. These are n1 n2, then we have x1, then we have x2, the two values, and then after we have the value of variance s1, and we have been provided with the value of s2. Correct. So if we talk about what are the values given to us, the value of n1 is 10, n2 is 12, x1 means the mean. I have represented by x1, but it is actually x1 bars, but in Excel it is okay if I am writing out like this. This is x1 bar, x2 bar, s1 and s2 is given by 4.9, and we have the next thing is 4.5. Let me verify that these are s1 s2 or these are the values of variances. This is standard deviation. It means it is s1 s2. Correct. Now the next thing we are going to do is we have to calculate the s square, because if s square is calculated, then we can calculate easily the value of t. So the first motive of our performance is we have to calculate s square. So how we can calculate it? Let me drag it here. I don't know from where to go for tab. Yes, this is our sheet in which we have s1 and s2. So let me calculate here the value of s. So how we are going to calculate it? Here we have to calculate s. So let me write down s. We are going to calculate s. It's not s1, it's taken by default. Let me cancel it. It's s. Correct. So if I have to write down s square, I have to calculate, and the formula is saying I have to start with is equal to we have is equal to n1 minus 1. n1 was 10, so let me write down directly 9 into we have s1 square. So this is our s1 value. S1 is this. This is s into, I have missed, it's into, then this, and it's power of 2. Now this is our cap 2. This is our first value, and plus we have n2 minus 1. n2 was 12, so let me take 11 into s2 square. s2 is 4.5. I have collected into 2. So if we go for this, this is my numerator. I have not still calculated denominator, so here I will write down in place of s. This is my numerator. If we go for the denominator is n1 plus n2 minus 2. So n1 is our 10. So let me start with the formula. I can go there in the sheet, but here it's not easy to go with, so I am writing by myself. 10 plus n2 is 12 and minus of 2. Right. So this is my denominator. So until now we have the values for numerator and denominator. We need to calculate s. Already we have some calculation over here. So let me stick here under this. Let me write down our s, and how to calculate s. S is equal to numerator by denominator. So numerator is here f3 divided by denominator must be f4. Correct. It's not clicked correctly, so let me write by myself. It's f4. It's coming as 21.942, and this is not s, this is actually s square we have calculated. Correct. So here I can write on s and then cap 2. So this is our s square. Correct. Now we have now the value of s square. Let us verify from it calculation. It is 21.942, so it means it's correct. Now the next step is we have to calculate the numerator and denominator for the correct. So this is my s square. We have n1 n2 all the things here. Let me shift here. So I need n1 n2 all the things here, correct. So here if I calculate the value of t, t I have to calculate. It's not visible. It's so small screen. Okay, here I am. Let me not use this. Actually here the calculations are more and the space is small. Okay, let me do one thing. I will write down the values and will show you how I am getting the values, correct. So here if I note down the x1 by x2, I can take it from here. Let me write down here in place of n. I'm going to write down because it will be easy for you and me to understand it. Let me remove this. In place of t, here I am going to calculate is equal to, now again we need denominator and numerator. So let me take numerator as nn and denominator as dn. And for numerator what we need is equal to x1 bar minus x2 bar. So this is my x1 bar and minus of x2 bar. So this is my numerator value. Denominator value if I calculate, it is equal to, now in the denominator we have s square. We have calculated this into we have this bracket. Now it is 1 by n1 plus 1 by n2. So if you remember, it is 1 by n1 I have removed, but I remember it is 10, correct. So it's bracket, no, not to close bracket, plus 1 by n1 plus 1 by n2. So here we have 1 by n2 which is 12. Now bracket close, and if I press enter, this is my denominator part, correct. So after denominator and numerator, what we have is, we have the numerator coming as 4, the denominator coming as 4.0227. And you remember in the denominator we have not used square root till now. If I verify the formula, it's saying d3. D3 means we have s1 square into 1 by n1 plus 1 by n2. So now if I calculate t is given by, is equal to, this is my numerator divided by, now what else, square root of bracket and denominator. It's not correct. Denominator is my b3, correct. Now and press enter, it's coming 1.994. so this is my value of t. Let's go back and find over here, correct. It's coming as 1.994. so this is how we have calculated the t for the difference of two mean, correct. Let us go to the next one more example I am going to take. And here if you see, in order to make out a decision, we have compared the value with the t at 5% level of significance at 20 degree of freedom, which is n1 plus n2 minus 2. So the value is very much higher as compared to very much less, 1.99. It's near about same as the standard value. So null hypothesis is not rejected, it means accepted, correct. Let us take one more example. Here we have been provided with the sample size 8 and 7. Sample mean is 1234 and 1036, and the sample standard deviation is 36 and 40. I have not read out the question because the same thing I have already discussed with you. So here I am just going to show you how to work it in the Excel. And again, if we have to calculate it, we need to calculate first s square, correct, and after that we have to calculate the value of t. So let's go back to the Excel and start working on it. Let me rotate it so that, yes, in this way it will be easy to work here. Let me start writing out what are the values. It will be n1, then we have n2, then we have x1 bar. Here I am going to write on x1 and x2, then we have s1 and s2. I think it's easy. I was just doing the work there, but it's easy in this phase. So it's 8, 7, n1, n2. Then we have, it's 1 2 3 4 and 1036. Then the s1 s2 is 36 and 40. Now what we need the calculation of s square. So for s square, let me calculate s cap 2, this is what we have to calculate. And if we know how to calculate it, let me do it in the single formula, correct. Lastly I have done in a numerator and denominator part. So it is n1 minus 1. n1 minus 1 means 8 minus 1 7, and 7 into s1 square. This is our s1. So be careful, s1 is given or s2 is given. Here s1 is given, standard deviation. Sometime variance can also be given. So into n2 minus 1, n2 is 7, so it is 6 into here we have s2 square. s2 square means 40 cap 2. It becomes numerator part. Now when numerator is completed, I have to put a bracket over here. So this and this whole in a bracket and divided by n1 plus n2 minus 2. So if I do it orally, it is 8 plus 7 minus 2. So it is 8 plus 5. 8 is in 5 13, correct. So this is, and if I some mistake has been done, let's verify it. There's something not correct. Okay, here I think 7b7 is some garbage value. If I present it here, it's correct. Now we are getting the value as 1436.3079. So this is what we have as s square we have calculated. Now the next step we are going to calculate t. So how to calculate t? If you remember the formula, again I am going to use in a single line. We have x1 bar minus x2 bar. So it is, let me start a bracket, x1 bar minus x2 bar, bracket close, and divided by the denominator. There I have taken separately. Here I am using it in single line. It is square root of s square. This is s square into this, and again I have to start a bracket because I need 1 by n1. n1 was 8, so 1 by n1 plus 1 by n2, 1 by 7, bracket close. This is for the internal bracket, and one more bracket is of the square root, and then enter. So here I am getting the value of t is 10.094. Let's go back and see what value we have obtained over there. Here if I see this example we have solved, yes, we are getting the value of t is 10.1 over here because it is being rounded off, but actually what we are getting is 10 point it's 10.09. so 10.1 is the rounded off value, correct. So this is how we have calculated it on the Excel sheet, and then the decision can be done that null hypothesis is rejected because the value is very much more compared with the t standard at 13 degree of freedom at 5% level of significance, which is 1.77. so this is how we have done. So for the time being you have to practice the t test for the 2 means. In the next we will take the theory topic and then after practical based on that. Okay, thank you.